Okay, everybody, so I hope you're all doing well. It is Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday, March 31st, and I'm recording a lesson for my sixth grade group. We're going to do a Spark project. And to get you guys started, just a couple of things I want to discuss before we get started. Number one, it doesn't matter if you're working on a home computer or your school computer. None of that really matters. It doesn't matter whether you're working on a computer with Windows or on a computer that's an Apple computer. None of that matters because all of this runs within a web browser. So what I do want you to do is make sure that you use Chrome. Chrome seems to work the best. And I want you to make sure that you log into your Google account, which I know you guys are good at doing. And as long as you're logged into your Google account, everything should work pretty well. So I'll have you guys open a new tab, and I'm going to have you go to spark.adobe.com. And this should take just a moment to load. Now, if you've already gotten into Spark before, which you should have based upon my previous assignment, it should come up and it should look like this. If you have not done that, then you'll actually have to log into Spark, and I can show you how that works really quickly. Let me just go in and I'll sign out. And so now when I go to spark.adobe.com, let me just, it'll look like this. You can just go to sign in. You can sign in with your email address. Yours is going to be 26, last name, first name, at seal-pa.org. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. You don't want to choose a personal account. You want to choose a company or a school account. And that ought to get you in here just momentarily. All right, now there are a ton of different things that you can do, and what I had asked you to do previously was just to kind of explore. For now, I want to have you guys get started. And so what Spark will do is bring you basically to this home page, basically, for Spark. All right, and you can see that I've been playing around with a couple of different projects. For now, we're going to keep it simple, short, and sweet, and we're going to create a photo collage. And what I'd like you to do for this photo collage is to just kind of document some things that you've been doing over the past couple of weeks. You know, we're in a pretty unique situation where, you know, we've been basically stuck at home. I've certainly never experienced this. I can guarantee you your family has never experienced this either. And it's sort of a unique situation. So we're going to try and make the best of it and create something meaningful. So we're going to go to photo collage. And this is a really, really cool thing. You'll see that it pops up, and I don't know if you're going to get the same images as I have here that are just randomly popping up, but you can see that you can search for free photos. So I'm going to have you search for maybe some things that you're interested in. So, or some things that maybe you've been doing. So my family and I, we've definitely done some hiking around our property here. So I'm going to click that. You'll notice it puts it down here. We've done some mountain biking around here as well too. So you can add that onto there too. We've definitely eaten a lot, cooked a lot, and so I'm going to add that to it here too. We've done some schoolwork, and that doesn't look like me. That doesn't either, but we're getting closer. And maybe some things that you're interested in too. So as you guys don't really know about me, I do a ton of stuff with ATVs and UTVs. Let's see if UTV, I haven't searched that yet. No, let's try ATV. I know there's some stuff there. So, yeah, let's pick something fun. Let's do that. And here's some other things you can do. You can go to upload. So if you have photos on your computer, it's pretty awesome. Here's a photo I took of my son out behind our place. So I'm going to add that to it. You can see it dropped in here. And I'm just grabbing stuff basically that's on my computer here. You guys are going to want to have a little bit of planning as far as this goes. I'm just kind of trying to throw this together. So here's another thing that we do. So I own a little business that builds off-road bumpers for Toyotas, and we're currently closed right now. So let me go ahead and add that there too. So when we're done, I'm going to go ahead and click next. I'm going to have you guys select a size. I think we'll do a poster. That's probably the best thing to do. If you're like, I don't want a poster, I want a landscape, go ahead and do that then. But I wouldn't choose a YouTube thumbnail or anything for Facebook or Instagram. We're going to try and keep it pretty generic, pretty bland. So go ahead and click next. And what you're going to see here is that it assembles all of this stuff. And it depends partially on the size of the photos that you've uploaded, but you can see that it drops it in here into this poster. So you can do a lot of different customizing with it as well too. Play around with the templates. I'm going to ask you guys to do two things. I'm going to ask you you can add some of this text in here if you want. I am going to, well, let's do this. Let me find something here that I like. So that's kind of cool. Nah, I don't like that. Let me hit delete and get out of there. Let me go back to add text. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to do add your text, and I'm going to do a quote. And I'd like you guys to come up with something like that too. So you see that it drops on here, and you can mess around with this. You can play around with the colors if you'd like. So you can add a secondary color, which as you click these, it'll change the different color there. You can go into color here and customize this. So I'm not requiring you guys to do much of anything specific. I just want you to play around and you know, enjoy yourself with it. So resize it, make it so that it fits. You can go in and change the shape and the effects, and there's a whole lot of just really cool stuff that you can do. I'm trying to keep it relatively simple though, so I'm going to leave it just like that. I do want you to add a second text as well too, and for that I want you to type your first and your last name. Don't put first last, and hit done. And we're going to put that somewhere, maybe down here. Now I don't necessarily like that color, so I'm going to go back here to color, and I like the suggested colors. It actually looks at the color palette here, and it'll pick colors that look like they would work if you're like, yeah, you know what, I don't want to take their suggestions, I want purple and white. Well, then you give it purple and white. That's your total choice. You can actually add a secondary color in here as well too. So you can play around with these if you would like and change that up. None of that necessarily matters to me. All right. You can also change the shape of these. I think I already showed you that, so you can experiment with those, or you can do none at all. There are some effects that you can add. So if you want to come in here and you're like, I want to do a drop shadow on it, well, there you go. You got it drop shadowed or outlined, or different cutouts, you know, just different features and effects. All right. And this is interesting too. If you go to style, as you rotate it through here, this will give you different types of styles. If you're not really sure what you want, that'll give you some options, let's call it. All right. So really what I want you to have is a poster with some things that you're interested in, or things that you've been doing, maybe some photos of your family and doing some activities, and spending time together as a family. I'd like you to do all of that. And I'd like you to have a quote, and I'd like you to have your first and last name on there. And then there's just two other things that I want you to do. I want you to come up here and I want you to rename this. So let's call this poster, right? And the other thing I want you to do is come over here and share it. And this is really easy. I want you to share it with me. You can share it with a family member too if you want. So just go ahead and click share. And you can do invite, and I want you to invite me. So you would just do lschwartz@seal-pa.org. There you go. Click invite, and I will then hopefully get contacted. I've not had anybody do this yet, so I'll figure out how that works. You can put a message here to me if you want as well too. Go ahead and click invite, and then I'll go take a look at it and hopefully be able to comment. That's all kind of new to me, and I want to let you guys know that. One final thing before we shut it down. If I go back here to projects, this should show up here. So as you work on different ones, if you're like, I don't necessarily like that one, or I want to share something else, you can go in here and you can literally click invite for any of these. Now, the one thing I will ask you is just invite me to one of them. I'm trying to process all this from home, and this is a lot. We're trying to figure this out as we go. So this is hopefully going to turn out to be a really good idea, and I want to try and keep it as clear and concise as possible. If you have any questions, by all means, you guys can reach out to me. Let me go in here to, whoops, let me go into my Google Classroom account. So you guys can reach out to me, one of my 6th grade groups here, and you can chat with me here. The other thing you can also do is go in and click meet. And if you're having any technical difficulties or something like that, you can invite me, and we can collaborate here and hopefully figure out what's going on. So if you have any questions, let me know, and have a great day.